All right, fam, this is the end of the bull market. I'm calling it officially. I know this video is going to be extremely controversial, and I know a lot of people won't agree with it. A lot of people get denied, and maybe I'm not even right, but this is the time that I have to make this video. So I usually do these daily updates that are very short, very precise. This is going to be a little bit longer video. I hope you're going to watch through so you understand every element of what I'm thinking and what's in my head. Yeah, this is not the best moment. I hope that this moment is going to come a little bit later. This is a tough pill to swallow to a lot, but I have to share my thoughts. This is what I promised you to do in this channel, to share with you what I see. And yeah, let's get going. Number one, very important, not financial advice. You do whatever you want to do your own research. I'm just sharing with you what I see and what I do, and you can make your own decisions on this channel. So let's get going. Number one, most important thing is that I want to say, if you don't know who I am, my name is Fefe, and I've been training for quite some time now. And on this channel, I have a bunch of updates every single day, 5 to 10 minutes. I help you navigate the market and share with you what I'm doing with my own money. These are the tweets that I put out. On the bottom is in, the top is in, the bottom is in, the top is in. I think we called pretty decently, or I called the market pretty decently for quite some time now. And I'm not saying that I'm going to call this stuff perfectly, but I'm saying that I'm going to share with you stuff that I think is very relevant and you might want to consider. So TLDR, the biggest reason why I think the top is in is because this is the first time that we have an actual daily market structure shift. You have a market structure break here, which is a break above the previous high. And then you have a clear, very strong rejection, meaning there is a close below the previous daily level. Now, every single time this happened, this marked the top. Why? Because this is how the market usually rolls. This is the market structure. You have low, you have high, you have higher low, higher high, so on. This is because this demand here, or the buying power, or the buying interest, is stronger than the selling interest up here at the beginning of these pullbacks. So this is the dynamic of the market. There's always the demand, and there's always supply. Until the demand is stronger than the supply, you are going to see a bullish pattern. But the moment it changes and supply is able to regain control and overtake demand, there is a problem, because that means that more people are interested in selling and they're stronger than the people that are interested in buying. So if this happens on a higher time frame, meaning the daily chart, we have a massive, massive, massive problem. And that is exactly what we see right now. So if you look back on previous tops, this is perfectly presented. You can look here. The moment we had a close below there, right here, you had a bleed down to at least 30% on the total, 50, 60, 70% on most of the tokens. Similarly, there is no 3 consecutive candles here, so there's no close below. Here there is no 3 consecutive candles, but I would consider this as a strong level. You see, there's a close below, a retrace, and then a push all the way down. This did not mark a high here. So again, this is not something that you would want to say that it's the top in and this was the top of the bull. But again, daily close below after initiation and a retrace to a higher time frame OB and a massive, massive, massive sell-off. Same situation here. Until we have a reversal, which is a higher high, a close above the daily high, which we didn't have all the way up here. We didn't have that. So after you have that, the market reverses and you see a beautiful market dynamic. Again, shift in the trend. Here, this was not the top, this was not the bottom, this was the bottom, so there was no close. Here, the same situation, there was no 3 consecutive candles, so this could have been considered, but there was no close below here. It was just bleeding down to the demand zone. Here is a similar situation. There was only 2 consecutive candles. This was the 3 consecutive candles. There was no close below. And then here, as the last one, again, no close below, but there is a new high, which is here, which was formed from this demand zone. That means that the supply that's been holding here, that's been selling here, down 13% on the market, has been overtaken by the demand down here at 3.65 trillion. What is the problem? The problem is that this demand here that was able to overtake the supply that sent the market down 13% on the total, and again 15%, 20% on your favorite coins, 30% on your favorite coins, is now obliterated, not only by this big wick, which I was saying that I'm not concerned about, but because of the close below. That means that this marks a beautiful market structure shift, which is going to be followed by a retrace and then a simple nuke continuation down. So this is not something new. Last Sunday, I told you that we're 2.5 hours away from the daily close. This is the Pico bottom or the end of the bull market. 365 must hold. This was last Sunday. And then I said the bull market might be over. The reason why I said that at that time is because that was a tiny, tiny, tiny close below here. But I said this is not good enough. On the show that I made on that day, I said this is not good enough. We have to have a full close below, which we didn't have because we were long in. And because this was the bottom, and because it was expected that the daily bottom will hold, and we are going to have a push from here, as we had previously as well. This was the daily bottom, we got a retrace there, and we longed it. So if you're in the bull market, you have to long this because the risk reward is just extremely, or was extremely good. And what the problem is that I explained, you get the daily close below here, you get the close below here. I said if we do have that, what is most likely going to happen is that we're going to chop down here, and on the bottom down here somewhere, we are going to show a market structure shift. Going to come down here, show market structure shift, and then simply push from there into the daily OB, reject from there, and then nuke. This is what I explained on that video last Sunday, and that still stands. So my understanding or my plan is that because we do have this close below here on the daily, this marks the beginning of the major pullback. You can call it a bear market, but it's rather just a massive pullback, 30, 40, 50% pullback on major tokens. I don't think Bitcoin is going to nuke that much. We're going to look at it as it unfolds, but I think most of the tokens are going to be down 60, 70% in the next 3 to 6 months. But there is one more push, and as I drafted here as well, there is one more push into this daily OB. So what I believe is going to happen is that if you look at the hourly, by the way, you will see that it's chopping down. Like it's literally just chopping down. So I'm going to see a market structure shift on the hourly and the 4-hour chart. That is the moment to long. I am going to long as well. I'm going to be updating you in the community. It's a free community. You can join in if you want to. I think it's worth it. Link in the description. But once we have this, I'm longing, and I'm aware that that is the last opportunity, in my opinion, to long in this bull market. Come into this daily will be up around 4 trillion. And once we're there and we see the smallest indication of a rejection on the lower time frame, meaning the hourly or the 4-hour, I am out. I'm selling everything and I'm shorting full force this bull market. I know it's controversial and I know a lot of people won't agree with it, but I think this is what is going to play out. We're yet to see. Obviously, no one knows. No one knows what is going to happen. This is my understanding, and this is what I believe is going to happen. Once we get up here, I'm going to short. Until then, when we see the reversal, I am going to take the long positions. Now, one very important thing is that you can't really look at different indicators, but if you look at previous cycles, this should be the top. This top should be in. You see, this is 2018, 2022. The top was in here, October, November. Here, 2018, top was in here. And most likely, in my opinion, the top is in again. But there are a lot of other indicators that are hoped that will play out. For example, MVRBZ score still at the bottom, didn't hit the top. This didn't play out as I thought it was. It didn't go up all the way to the top, which I thought it should. Maybe it will. We'll see. I don't know why that is. But also, none of the crypto market top indicators, cycle top indicators hit out of the 30. None. So, yeah. Now, one very important thing is, again, not financial advice, this is what I'm doing. I've lost a lot of money in 2017. In 2017 and 2022. I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to rather get out. And even if this pushes, like, I'm going to be on this action, right? But even if this starts pushing, and we have another, push Bitcoin to 150K, that would be enough for the MVRBZ score to hit this high. That's 15-20% gain on Bitcoin after all-time highs. Like, I'm not going to risk my cash just so I can get this 15-20%. So everybody needs to make their decision. And I know that there will be a lot of controversy. A lot of people won't agree with me. And I want to address one of these. So someone sent me this clip from George's stream yesterday. Here's what he said.
Even this guy, Fefe from Crypto Banter, just 21 hours ago, he was like irresponsibly long. And now he's like, I was wrong. I took the loss. The bull is almost most likely over. Well, you got all these guys coming out, turning super bearish. It's because he got liquidated. I'll guarantee you that's why he turned bearish. Because he got liquidated. Because he probably threw some longs yesterday that got liquidated earlier today. Okay, so, don't be one of these guys.
Okay, so don't be one of these guys. So I know George. he doesn't follow me on X. It's interesting that he's actually seeing my post because he doesn't follow me. So but it's good that you're paying attention. But one of the good things is that I want to say, and if you follow this channel, you know that I'm very open and very transparent. I have a trading account that I'm running with the community. These are the 7-day profit, and this is the total P&L for 180 days. I share these on my shows as well, so you can just go and look at all the updates. I am sharing this every single update or every second update or whatever that might be, so you're more than welcome to go and look. But also very important that while everybody else, including George actually and his trader, was calling for the next leg up, I was warning the community that the local top is in on October 8th. Okay, so if you look at this, this is my trajectory and this is my track record of actually calling the bottoms and the tops. So what is super important is that you can look back on the track record. I'm actually doing this every single day. And yes, you can say, oh, 21 hours ago, he was irresponsibly long. And I have to address that because I was 21 hours before that post irresponsibly long. The reason why I was irresponsibly long is because of the daily OB, because we were down here and the risk reward was there, as I explained it on the show. And if you weren't wrong, I don't know, you're not paying attention. And anyone who doesn't own up to his mistakes, I told you honestly, this is the channel where I'm going to be completely transparent on my X. I'm running my X. I don't have reply guys like every other KOL. I don't have anybody posting for me. Every single post I make is me. And yes, I was wrong because this is the end of the bull market. And if you're playing the continuation, you have to long at a daily OB. I did. Well, I was wrong because I didn't think that the bull was going to end and that we're going to have a daily close below. We did. But I come up and I own my mistake. I didn't get liquidated happily. We shorted. That was also very nice. And again, you can just look back. I'll openly, publicly share my P&L. So that's super cool. I know George doesn't really have a time to do it because he's playing Clash Royale and pushing his token, which is down like 70% the past 10 days. So I understand that he doesn't have time to watch, but you should be a little bit smarter and actually follow along and watch these 5 to 10 minute daily updates. Now, one more thing that I wanted to address is that I posted this in the community as well. I said that, you know, I made a big mistake. And the reason why I made a mistake is because this could have been avoided. I'm on holiday, I'm traveling, you know that. And I simply missed that there was a daily close below. So even though I've been saying this for weeks now, that if we have a daily close below here, that is going to, or ever we have a daily close below, I have to close my positions. I didn't notice that the day before yesterday, there was an impulsive close below and I should have closed all my positions. So that is my mistake, and this is why I owned up to it, and this is why I said I was wrong, because there was a 366 close below on the total market cap, which you see here, which could have been seen. I haven't saw it. I didn't see it. So that is the problem. Now, I also said here that I have closed all my leverage positions and selling 50% of my spot. I did sell 50% of my spot and I closed all my leverage positions. The only thing I left was the bots, and I left my Bitcoin long because I do believe Bitcoin is not going to go very low. I don't have a liquidation price, so 72,000 is basically the liquidation price. 72,000 is not going to be hit most likely. So this I'm leaving for that next bounce. If I see a market structure shift on the hourly, meaning I see a higher high here, currently it's 366, the irony, I am going to long as well and add new longs to it as the last push. And I have left all my bots as well. So the bots are good because this is what the bots were made for, choppy markets. So if you look at these areas, this is exactly where the bots shine. Like these areas where there is choppiness, that is where the bots perform extremely well. There's a link in the description. You can still copy them. Again, they are a little bit more risky because I do think that we're going into a very risky phase. We can see the market simply nuking from here. I don't think that's happening. Like we're going to simply like just go down, but it can easily happen. It can easily happen. I would expect that there's going to be a push, but this is why I closed most of my leverage positions. This is why, no, I closed all my leverage positions except Bitcoin. This is why I sold 50% of my spots. If in fact we're not going to push back into this daily OB, I still have time to, I still capitalized, and then I'm just going to sell when the bounce back up here if we bounce from lower. There's a link in the description. If you want to check these out, you can also get a $1,000 sign-up bonus. And also guys, I just want to say and want to remind you that nothing is financial advice. You do you. I'm just sharing my thoughts. We'll see. I think history will tell if we are going to get the bounce into the 4 trillion region, and if we do, then what is going to happen? Are we going to reject or not? I'm going to update you here on the daily channel every single day, 5 to 10 minutes updates. Thank you so much for being here and actually taking the time to watch this longer form video. Let me know in a comment what you think, yeah, Most important is capital preservation. Making money is cool, but we can make a lot of money in the bear market as well. I was trained in the bear market. Bear market is choppy. There's not many outliers, so it's much easier to actually trade and predict and scalp in the bear market. Bots perform extremely well, so I'm not worried. I'm not concerned. I think we just need to align, the expectations. And in my opinion, the bull market is over. Also, I don't think that these 4-year cycles last. So I do believe that we are going to have a push into, I think we're going to get a massive nuke. So push into November and then a massive nuke afterwards, down probably 50-60% on most tokens. Bitcoin, I don't think Bitcoin is really going, I think Bitcoin is going down to maybe like 85, 90, something like that. I don't really think Bitcoin is going to deep that have a big dive. And I do think that there will be a push leading into Jerome Powell's replacement in May. So maybe March, April, I think we're going to have a massive push, and then another retrace after the rate cuts happen, and they're going to cut rates by half. And then once that dip happens, I do think that Q3 and 4 is going to be extremely bullish, but it's a long time ahead. I don't know. Nobody can predict what's going to happen, even 2 months from now, not like 7, 8. We'll see. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Truly appreciate you. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like, let me know in a comment what you think. Join the community, link in the description, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.